Welcome back, everybody. Today's video is what is it? 4/26, so April 26, 2025. And this week's been a busy one. I've been thinking a lot about how to manage my sleep a bit better. I frequently wake up in the night, so had some time to kind of reflect on that the last couple days, realizing that I'm not really compartmentalizing work very well. I had like a movement towards doing that, an effort towards doing that, um, like 6 or 7 months ago, and then I kind of, I wouldn't say relapsed, but faltered a little bit when it came to that. I feel like that's something that happens pretty often. I always do feel like when you make an initial move to make a change in your life, that the first time you do it's always by far the most difficult. So it's kind of like, even though I had a few setbacks in regards to this specific sleep thing. I feel like I've already done it before. I kind of know what worked for me last time. So a lot of it is, I just went and ordered a book again. I haven't been reading very much lately. So I went and ordered a book. I find that doing something that isn't screens for like the 30 minutes to an hour before I go to bed was very helpful. That was like a tip I saw on like podcasts and YouTube and stuff, and that did help me a lot. And so for a while I tried audiobooks as well, but that just doesn't work. I don't think listening to something nearly as much as like focusing fully intently on something can't really be like background noise. It has to like captivate my attention. I am also trying to read like a Dutch book. It's like a Dutch children's book. That's something I'm also doing at nighttime as well. But yeah, that's like one of my core focuses for this week has been my sleep and figuring out what little habit changes I can make in order to, yeah, just rest better. I'm not really having too much trouble falling asleep. It's more about staying asleep. And I think it's a lot about what I have to do it before I go to bed, because I'm not like drinking caffeine or alcohol. Like I drink caffeine, but it's like in the morning. Um, I think I'm doing all that stuff pretty decently. So I also have put like a soft limit on when I'm done eating for the day. I'm not abiding by it every single day, but I'm trying to abide by it. Like I want to abide by it every single day. But it's in the works. I've tentatively put it at 8 p.m. I go to bed around like 11 or 12. So I'm thinking like no later than 8 p.m. do I want to eat anything, including snacks. I realized that like, food is fuel, and it is fuel to give me energy to do things. And if I eat past a certain time, then at that point it kind of just feels like a craving rather than like into taste good and to feel good when I eat, rather than actual like utilitarian. Uh, you know, um, there's no actual utility um to eating the food. And I guess like I want all of the food I eat. This is something I've also been thinking a lot about. I want all the food I eat to have a purpose. Like, there is like I really like certain sweets or certain you know, guilty pleasures, and those are fine in small doses. But I definitely don't think it's good around like 9, 10 p.m. because not only is it unhealthy for me in terms of what I'm actually eating, but it also I think affects my sleep negatively. So at least that's what science says. So that's what I'm really striving for. So another thing I kind of didn't see happening or realize it was going to happen was that we're searching for a house. I'm currently looking to move into a place, um, and house visits need to happen. And sadly, it seems like most of the house visits happen between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And that's like right in the middle of my stream time. And so what I didn't really anticipate happening was that I would be like messing up my stream schedule and missing streams some days because of this house search. Initially, I wasn't really in like a rush to get the house search done. Just wanted to find the right place for the right price and do my due diligence. But so that's been really frustrating. Something I kind of realized is I had to draw a boundary We had to be more proactive about getting the viewings earlier, meaning we had to schedule them like the second the property went up, because of the fact that, then you can choose your time. And there are times usually before 10 a.m. slightly, and a little bit later. But I realized that like this was something that just needed to be communicated between my girlfriend and I. She was getting a bit frustrated in her own right, but she's also able to she works from home, so she's able to like take 30 to 45-minute lunch breaks, rather than going to lunch, she would just go to a viewing. But for me, it's like I can't leave my stream running for 45 minutes without me there, So, yeah, I just realized that with this type of stuff with people around me, if I'm having issues, I need to align with them. I feel like I have a habit of just kind of tanking it, being like, that is what it is. Like, we have to find a place, and let's do what's convenient for everybody. But like, it's not convenient for me, obviously, because of everything I've been saying. And so I feel like this week's also been a refreshing lesson on you gotta look out for yourself, and it's not because other people are doing anything to hurt you. They're just looking out for themselves as well, and they would never know you have a need if you don't express it. So yeah, that was another thing that I felt like went positively this week. Got to see my Andrew. That sounds so weird. I got to see my friend Andrew for like the first time in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because I'd been gone to Raleigh, and then we were both just super busy. Today is King's Day, so I'll be seeing a couple of my friends out and about in the town. Most of the King's Days, it's like the Dutch 4th of July, kind of. When I say that, I mean everybody takes the day off and drinks. So it's not like they're celebrating their Independence Day, but they are celebrating in a way that Americans would celebrate 4th of July. But I've been gone for most of the King's Days, because it always happens on the King's birthday, which is the 28th, but they don't do it on Sundays, or 27th, excuse me. They don't do it on Sundays, so that's why it's today. And the last two, I was at ESL events, so I'm really happy to be home for one of them. I've been here for 4 years now, so I went to the first one in Amsterdam, but I've never actually been in Utrecht, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, gonna be doing King's Day this weekend. Busy weekend. Last weekend, I had a friend staying with me, as I think I mentioned in my previous episode. I basically was a bit of a tour guide. Had a lot of fun doing some spontaneous things. I am trying to be a bit more spontaneous when I'm out and about doing things. So we went to the pier in The Hague, which is like a beach area in the Netherlands, and lo and behold, we got there. I'd been there before, but I didn't notice this, but they have a zip line from like their lighthouse type tower to the beach, and I didn't know about this, but we saw it, and we're like, and I was just like, fuck it, dude, you wanna go ziplining? So I'd only ziplined once in my life before that, but did a YOLO zipline. I was freaking the hell out, but it was fun. Trying my best to do better with like rolling with the punches. I feel like in the midst of creating a lot of boundaries and creating a lot of kind of trying to attempt to create discipline for myself, I've also kind of not allowed myself to just be and just experience things as they come, which I think there's a balance in there, right? There's such thing as like not having enough boundaries or discipline, and then there's such thing as like having so much that you're so rigid, right? So I feel like I used to be on the side of not having enough boundaries and rigidity in my life, and now I have too much. So that's the only way I've really learned to ever meet somewhere in the middle, is I usually start here and then way overshoot it, and then I meet somewhere in the middle here. So that's what I'm attempting to do with a lot of my stuff. And yeah, that's my little diary entry for April 26, 2025. I love you, future Brian, or past Brian, or whatever I'm talking to right now. It's hard to keep track. And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you later.